Hello, race fans from all over the world. We had the American anthem here at the Autodromo di Vallelunga, and everything is ready, everything is prepared for the first race of the 2020 season in the EuroNASCAR 2 division, and now the Italian national anthem. So it's totally clear where we are. We are at the Autodromo di Vallelunga in Italy, in the north of Rome, and we are ready for the first race of the 2020 season. The Saturday today is dedicated to the EuroNASCAR 2 division, the division for young drivers and gentleman drivers, and we are ready for the first race of this season, and we have all the cars already prepared on the grid. We start with the formation lap in a few minutes, and then we have 15 laps of racing in this division. It's the first of two 15-lap races today. The second one will be started later this weekend. We have Tobias Dauenhauer from Germany on pole position. Oh man, sorry for that. On pole position, and the second place is Simon Pilat ahead of Vittorio Girelli and Alessandro Brigatti. In fifth we have Andreas Jochensen, who was second in the qualifying session, but there was a technical infringement and he lost 3 positions on the grid. So Andreas Jochensen in his DF1 Racing Chevrolet with the starting number 66, he will start from 5th ahead of Alex Ciompi, Andre Castro, Vladimiros Tsiotsis, Guillaume Dumaret and Nicolas Resitano in 10th. Then we have Dylan Dedele in 11th, Julia Landauer in 12th, Davide Dallara 13th, Chris Richard in 14th, Gaspar Dernosek in 15th, Francesco Garisco in 16th, Giovanni Trione 17th, Ariana Carsoli 18th and Eric Quintal in 19th. Marcel Leenaerts in the 99 car by DF1 Racing did not clock a single lap in qualifying, and we will take a look if he made it to the grid. There were technical problems with the 99 Chevrolet Camaro, but we have to make sure that he will compete in this race. Like I said, 15 laps of racing here at the Autodromo di Vallelunga Piero Taruffi in Italy. It's a 4.085 kilometer long track with 14 turns, a good mix of high-speed straights and technical corners. Some of those turns are banked and we have a lot of elevation changes, and we saw it already in the qualifying session and also earlier this morning in the free practice session. It's a very challenging track. It's tough to tame when we have to take a look if Tobias Downhauer, the pole sitter, can continue with this good pace he had in the qualifying. He's very happy to be in first position in his very first start in the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series. So a rookie will lead the field when the green flag falls for the first time in 2020 here in Italy. The Autodromo di Vallelunga is the new home of the NASCAR GP Italy. It's the first time that the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series teams and the drivers are having a race on this track. So everything is new for everybody, and it's going to be an exciting and thrilling fight for the win in the division for young drivers and gentlemen drivers here in the Euro NASCAR 2. Tobias Downhauer, he was quite dominant in the qualifying session. He was 0.328 a second faster than Andreas Jochenden, who got the grid penalty, who will start from 5th position. So Tobias Downhauer found a lot of pace in his car, but now it's not about driving a single lap. It's all about the long run, managing the tires and find the right balance and pace in the race. And we have a very fast corner after the start. The field will head down to turn 2, and it will be exciting to see those pure NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series cars on the Autodromo di Vallelunga for the first time competing in a race. So the start of the race is just a few minutes ahead. We see the yellow pace car ahead of the field. We have one pace lap, then we have a flying start. The cars will line up side by side, and then we have a restart zone. You maybe see the yellow markers on the pit wall, and between those markers the green flag will fall randomly, so the pole setter Tobias Downhauer has to focus very well on the lights, and when the light turns green, the race is started. So we see that the people are moving in the grid. We are ready to get the 2020 NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series season started. The race winner will earn 40 points for the Drivers' Championship. The second place, 35 points. The third one, 34. And then we go down point by point down the grid. The driver who gained the most positions in a race, he will get 4 bonus points. So it's all about having the right pace, trying to pass as many people as possible, and then you will get 4 extra points that can make the difference, because in the Euro NASCAR 2, the most unpredictable championship in Euro NASCAR, every point can be the game changer when it comes to the title fight. The engines are fired. The V8 400 horsepower engines are roaring for the first time in 2020. We are ready to get this season started. We waited so long this year, and now finally here at Vallelunga in Rome we will see the first race of this unique season due to the circumstances. Tobias Downhauer from pole position in the 50 Hendricks Motorsport Ford Mustang. He's sharing the car with Loris Hesemans, the reigning NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series champion. And next to him, another rookie on the grid, Simon Pilat from Belgium. He's driving the number 6 Fiat Vict racing car, the team managed and owned by Jacques Villeneuve and Patrick Lemery. And he made his way through the Feed Drivers Academy. He convinced Jacques Villeneuve to get this right. And we have two rookies leading the field here at the season opener. So the rookies can really be in the mix for the championship battle right from the beginning. We saw it last year. Lasse Sørensen, the champion, was a rookie. He joined the series in the second round, but then he won 7 races and grabbed the crown in the very last corner at Circuit Zolder against Giorgio Maggi. The champion Lasse Sørensen and the runner-up Giorgio Maggi both stepped up to the EuroNASCAR Pro Division. We will see the EuroNASCAR Pro Division tomorrow on Sunday, the qualifying and 2 races. In this action-packed 2-day format, the EuroNASCAR 2 and the EuroNASCAR Pro Division are split. We have the EuroNASCAR today and the EuroNASCAR Pro tomorrow. So, this beautiful yellow car is leading the field on the 4.085 kilometer long track. Then there will be the command to go side by side, bumper to bumper. And then Tobias Dauenhauer will lead the field to the restart zone, to the starting zone. And then we have the 2020 season on the way. Let's go again very quickly through the grid. We have Dauenhauer, Pilat, Girelli, Brigatti, Jochimsen, Ciompi in 6th, Castro in 7th, then Tziotsis, Dumaret and Risitano closing the top 10. Dedele in 11th, Julia Landauer, the fastest lady on the grid, in 12th, Davide Dallara 13th, then Chris Richard, Gaspar Denovsek, Francesco Garisto and Giovanni Trione. The fastest legend driver fighting for the Legend Trophy was Ariana Casoli in the 54 car racing Chevrolet. And then we have Eric Quintal in the 33 of Misho Motors, who's also fighting for the win in the Legend Trophy. We're now in the stadium section, a very technical part of this track. Slow corners, you have to be very careful with the acceleration, with the throttle. The cars have no electronic driving aids, they are pure, and you have to shift manually with the H-pattern gearbox. So this is a challenge for 13 rookies on the grid in the EuroNASCAR 2. They are lining up now side by side. On the left side, the black car with the Dutch flag. This is the car of Tobias Dauenhauer. This is the Ford Mustang by Hendrix Motorsports. Then we have the number 6, the black-white car of Simon Pilat, the Belgium youngster, who tries to make a mark, to leave a mark here in the EuroNASCAR. The pace car is off the track. Now it's up to Tobias Dauenhauer to lead the field to the starting zone. We're waiting for the first green flag of 2020. We are ready to get this season going. They're coming to the restart zone. And the 2020 NASCAR Wheel Endurance Series is on the way. Tobias Dauenhauer with a good start in his Ford Mustang. He's still in the lead. They are still side by side going into the right-handed turn. And Simon Pilat has to fight for his second position. Dauenhauer already has a little bit of a margin, and we see Vittorio Girelli on the inside of Simon Pilat while Dauenhauer is leading the field. Pilat side by side with Girelli. Dauenhauer, he has made a very good start, and here they are still side by side. Simon Pilat, Vittorio Girelli. Now it's a right-handed turn. Vittorio Girelli with a little bit of an advantage. There's the 24 car a little bit wide on the outside. This was Guillaume Dumaret, and I think that Vittorio Girelli grabbed the second place, and also Andreas Jochendem passed Simon Pilat, the Belgium rookie, down to 4th position. And I think the splitter of Guillaume Dumaret of the 24 car by Picard Carsport was a little bit damaged. Maybe we will see the 24 car later and we can observe if there's some damage on the car. luckily, the aerodynamics do not play a big role on those cars. So even if the splitter is damaged, that doesn't mean that the race is over for him. Those cars are very sustainable. This is Vittorio Girelli ahead of Jochimsen, then Pilat, who's under pressure, and I think Pilat has a handful to do, and Dylan De Dele is already... Oh, and there we have an incident in the last corner, and I think it was Simon Pilat. I think Simon Pilat spun in the last corner. He was fighting with Dylan De Dele. He made a good start, the Belgian driver, but I think there was a contract between the both Belgian drivers. Dauenhauer, Girelli, Jochimsen, De Dele in 4th, Brigatti in 5th. And it was Simon Pilat who was involved in this accident in the very last corner of the track. We have to check if he was able to rejoin, while we still see Tobias Dauenhauer at front of the field. Then we have Girelli, Jochimsen, then De Dale. He was 11th on the grid, now he's 4th. What a great start by the Belgium driver for Cal Racing. Brigatti in 5th, Ciompi in 6th, Risitano in the Solaris Motorsport Chevrolet Camaro in 7th. Julia Landauer, also a very good start. She started in 12th, she's now in 8th position. Chris Richard, he's 9th, he started in 14th. And Guillaume Dumaret with the broken splitter, he closes the top 10. And we have a safety car. Safety car deployed. The yellow flags are out because of the incident we had in the very last corner of the first lap. And I think that Simon Pilat was not able to rejoin the track. And that's why race control had to deploy the safety car. Here we have the red Lamborghini, I think it is. And of course the whole field is slowing down, and we have to reorder the field and get rid of the wrecked car of Simon Pilat. Unfortunate start for the young Belgium. He's doing his first steps in auto racing. He's coming straight from the karting sport, and this would have been his first auto race in his very young career, but it lasted only 90% of one lap. Andre Castro also back down in the order. He's 19th on my timing screen. So Andre Castro also lost a lot of positions. And Simon Pilat started from the front row beside Tobias Dauenhauer, and now he's out of the race, it seems. The guy who mastered the Feed Driving Academy by Jacques Villeneuve and Patrick Lemarie. Yesterday he received his first ever customized helmet. He was so happy to be part of the EuroNASCAR 2 grid, but this race ended very early for him. And still in the lead, Tobias Dauenhauer at the wheel of his number 50 Ford Mustang, ahead of Vittorio Girelli and Andreas Jochimsen. I think there was contact in the last corner at the end of the first lap, and we saw for a brief moment that Simon Pilat spun, and that is why we are under caution here at the Autodromo di Vallelunga Piero Taruffi. So the championship leader, the race leader, of course, Tobias Dauenhauer, 22-year-old race driver from Germany. It's his very first EuroNASCAR race. He's coming from GT Sports. He raced in the NLS, the Nürburgring Endurance Series, in 2017. He also made his GT3 debut in 2018 at the 24 Hours of Spa. He raced the GT4 in 2019, so he has a lot of experience already. And I talked to him after he grabbed the pole position this morning, and he said going from karting to the GT3 was way easier than going from the GT car into those Euro NASCAR cars. Like I said before, we have rear wheel drive, we have a 400 horsepower V8 engine. There are no electronic driving aids in those cars. We have the General tires mounted on those cars. We have a new specification, an evolution of those tires. Last year General Tires did their first season within Euro NASCAR. They have a multi-year contract to serve as a tire supplier in the official European NASCAR series, and they improved the tires in performance and durability. So those tires give the drivers the grip they need to master a challenging track like the Autodromo di Vallelunga here in Italy. And Tobias Dauenhauer was dominant in the qualifying, and he pulled away even right after the start. So it seems like the German has a good package with Hendrix Motorsport. For the Dutch powerhouse, it is the first time to race here at Vallelunga, so they found a good setup without any experience. Remarkable performance by the whole Dutch team. So let's see if Tobias Dauenhauer is able to pull away again when we go back to green after this caution. And we see we are going through the pit lane. I think there's a lot of debris on the start-finish straight, so the marshals are cleaning the track. And we go down the pit lane. And we hope that this caution will not last long. We have 15 laps of racing today. And maybe we can see the splitter of Guillaume Dumoulin. Yeah, on the right side, you see it at the front. The splitter is definitely damaged on the 24 car by BKK Sports. So Guillaume Dumoulin had some contact early in the race. This is the 46 car driven by Gaspar Dernovsek from Slovenia. Also a very interesting driver from Slovenia, 29 years old. He's making his NASCAR Wheel in US Series debut, and he has a very ambitious goal. He wants to make the NASCAR Wheel in US Series and the NASCAR sport more popular in his home country. He's now laying in 14th position. Okay, now we have the message from race control. We're going through the pit lane to recover the number 6 car of Simon Pilat. We're seeing the car on the track facing the wrong direction. It was a very short race for the young Belgium. It lasted not even one single lap. He started from the front row, then he lost 2 positions. Vittorio Girelli and Andreas Jochemsen passed him, and then I think there was a little bit of contact, and then he spun out, and now the car has to be recovered by the safety crew. And I think that Simon Pilat will not rejoin in the first race, and that will mean that he will start from the last position in the second race, because the grid of the second race is determined by the fastest laps of this race, and he has not completed a single lap, so he will not have a lap time for the second race. So it will be a tough challenge for Simon Pilat to fight his way back up to the top in the second race, but we hope that the number 6 car by Fitvict Racing will be back later this afternoon. So we're still under caution. Tobias Dauenhauer leads the field. Of course, the drivers are trying to keep temperature in those tires. That's why we see some waving here and there. And it will be an exciting restart. We go 2 by 2, side by side again, bumper to bumper when the green flag falls. But this time the leader, Tobias Dauenhauer, has the choice when to start the race. At the beginning, it was the race control, switching from red to green lights. And a restart, Tobias Dauenhauer will choose when to accelerate, and then the race is back under green. But I think we still have to wait another lap until we go back to green. Dylan Derdale, he is incredibly fast in this race. He made up a lot of positions in the first lap. The Belgium started in 12th and is now in 4th. Derdale is driving the 98 car by Car Racing. The 20-year-old Belgian has already 6 EuroNASCAR Pro starts in 2 seasons. 4 times he was racing at his home track at Circuit Zolder, and he managed to grab 1/8th place in his second start in the NASCAR Win US Series. So he's definitely one of the title contenders in the EuroNASCAR 2 Championship in 2020, and he shares the car with Mark Goossens, the Goose, a true racing veteran, endurance specialist. He started a lot of races in the IMSA series in the US, Mark Goossens, and I think he can teach Dylan Derdale 1 or 2 tricks in the EuroNASCAR, because Mark Goossens already know how to win races in the EuroNASCAR. He will be on the wheel of the 98 car tomorrow when the EuroNASCAR Pro will have its season opener. Not on the grid is the 99 car by DF1 Racing. It's the car of Marcel Lehnertz, another rookie from Germany, who switched from endurance racing to EuroNASCAR in 2020. He was not able to start the race. That's why we have 19 cars right now on the track. Simon Pilat already retired, and I think Andre Castro had also a big problem. He's in 19th, and the US American has to fight his way up. And we have now the message by race control: the safety car will come in this lap. And I think Andre Castro was also involved in some kind of accident, because he's already 1 lap down in my timing screen. We haven't seen it on the live footage, but there was definitely a problem for the US American. In the last season, during the season opener at Valencia, he was leading the race until the very last corner. Then he made contact with Myatt Snyder in the battle for the race win. He spun, and in the end Giorgio Maggi won the race. This time Andre Castro seems to be out of the competition early on his 22 DF1 Racing Chevrolet. So let's see if we really make it to green in this lap. The lights on the safety car are still on. You see it here, so maybe we will have another lap under caution. We're in the 5th lap of 15 right now. And still we're waiting for the call by the race control if we go back to green this lap or not. Yeah, I think so. We go side by side again. Vittorio Girelli is taking his position. Then we have the green car on the right side. This is Andreas Jochemsen from Denmark. Then we have Dylan Derdale on the inside. The number 8 car. This is Alessandro Brigatti next to Alex Giampi. Nicolas Risitano in 7th. Julia Landauer coming from 12th is up to 8th. Then Chris Richard, the Swiss driver, in 9th. Guillaume Dumoulin in 10th. This is the 24 car with a broken splitter. Then we have Davide Dallara in 11th. Max Lanza in 12th. Followed by Gaspar Denovsek and Francesco Garisto. We are ready to go back green. And now it's all on Tobias Dauenhauer. We are going down in the very last corner of this track. Then we have the restart zone. Tobias Dauenhauer can make the choice when to accelerate and when to go back green in this first Euro NASCAR 2 race of the 2020 season. The green flag is waving. We are back racing here at the Autodromo di Vallelunga. Tobias Dauenhauer again with a very good start. He pulls away Vittorio Pirelli in second. Andreas Jochemsen in third. And then we have Duvale fighting with Alessandro Brigatti in the number 8 for 4th position. Brigatti now with the small advantage. They're going into the chicane and Dylan Dedale pushes Brigatti a little bit, but everything's fair. Everything was very clean here in this start. Let's see if we can complete a full lap under green this time. Here the 12 car. This is fun. Oh, and we have the front bumper of Guillaume Dumaret completely lost right now. The 24 car in problems. This is the race leader. This is Tobias Dauenhauer. He managed to have 2 good starts in a row. And he was able to pull away from the field. Vittorio Ghirelli still in second. Everything in order right now when we're here in the stadium session. And you see the car of the 24. It was right on the screen. The front bumper was completely lost. Completely damaged, so there was another contact for Guillaume Dumaret, who grabbed his first Euro NASCAR win in 2018 at Circuit Zolder. He was second overall in the 2017 championship, grabbing the rookie trophy. And this is the first complete lap of the 2020 NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series. Tobias Dauenhauer still leading, and we have some great battles. In the midfield I saw Nicolas Pizzittano fighting with Alex Ciampi for 6th position. And this is Andreas Jochemsen. He's trying to make a move on Vittorio Ghirelli there, bumper to bumper, and Dylan Dedale, of course, looking for an opportunity to pass both. This is the fight for 2nd place. The Belgium versus the Danish driver in the 66, and Dylan Dedale trying to make a move. And we saw Vittorio Ghirelli had a little bit of oversteer there, but he's still in second in his 18 Hendrix Motorsport Ford Mustang. A little bit of rubbing here there from Andreas Jochemsen. And Brigatti follows the trio in 5th position. And everything plays in hand for Tobias Dauenhauer. He's taken advantage from the fights behind him, and he's able to open a gap to Vittorio Ghirelli. He's now 1.5 seconds ahead of the Italian. While Ghirelli, Jochemsen, Dedale, Brigatti and Ciampi all. Brigatti fighting for 2nd position, Ciampi in 6th. He lost a little bit of ground on Brigatti because he has Nicolas Risitani behind him. And then we have Julia Landauer in the number 11 in the Chevrolet by Picantas. This is the high-speed section of the track. Jacques Villeneuve told us yesterday that this is a part of the track where you have to take your heart in your hands and to risk everything. Oh, and we see another crash. Andreas Jochemsen and Dylan Dedale made contact. The Danish driver lost a little bit of control here, and then there was a collision between Dedale and Jochemsen, and I think Jochemsen lost several positions there, and I think the car is broken. We still have to see if he can manage to rejoin the track, but that was a big hit. Hopefully we don't see another caution right now. And this guy, he's still leading and taking advantage from all the chaos behind him. Tobias Dauenhauer, dominant in qualifying, very calm here in the race. He managed to have two good starts, the race start and the restart, perfectly done by the German rookie. And now we have Girelli in second, Brigatti in third. Here is the number 8 car, followed by the 17 of Alex Ciampi, who moved up to fourth. We still don't see the car of Andreas Jochemsen. We also have to check where is Dylan Derdin. He's back on 9th position, so the car racing. 98 has a lot of damage at the front, and I think this will end the race of Dylan Dedale, who was so good in the beginning. He managed to gain several positions in the first lap, but then he was involved in this accident with Andreas Jochemsen. But we're still under green. We saw some debris on the track, but we're still under green here in the first UNASCAR 2 race of the season. This is Nicolas Resitano. He's now in 5th position. It's the first time he's racing for Solaris Motorsport. He found a new team for the 2020 season. He started first in the NASCAR Win Year Series in 2018. He has 25 races on his record. And he grabbed his first race win in 2019 in Valencia. It was a very emotional one. He dedicated it to his family, his wife and his child. Where we see him, Gaspar Dernovsek, also a guy who made up a lot of positions. He's in 7th right now in the 46 Marcus Ditt Motorsport Chevrolet Camaro, the Slovenian, in his very first race in the EuroNASCAR. He hopes for a solid top 10 result here today, and maybe he has a chance to move up to the top 5, but he has Chris Richard and Resitano ahead of him. This is Julia Landauer, the 11 car. She lost some positions, so maybe she was involved in an incident too in the first laps after the restart. She's in 13th now, leading the Lady Trophy, but got past Francesco Garisto. And we have another car off the track. I think this was Francesco Garisto, the young Italian, in the 42 car of Shadow Racing Cars by 42 Racing. One of the drivers who participated in winter in the NASCAR Wheel and Recruitment Program. Overshot the corner there and ended up in the gravel trap. The 88, Max Lanza in 11th position, another Cal Racing car. The Italian powerhouse have several cars here on the grid. The 31, the 54, the 88 and the 98. 4 cars on the grid for the Italian team that is participating in the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series since 2014. They grabbed 2 championships, and we have another wreck there. This is the car of Andre Castro, the 22. And now we have to check who was the second driver stuck beside the track. So Andre Castro out of the race, and this is Gaspar Dernovsek, the 46 car, also in problems. Very eventful first race of the season. A lot of chaos in the first 11 laps of the new season. And I think this may cause another full course caution. Now Gaspar Dernovsek is stranded there on in a very dangerous position. And yes, we have the call. Safety car out again. Full course yellow because of the crash involving Andre Castro and Gaspar Dernovsek. And we had another incident. We saw it. It is the 42 of Francesco Garisto. stuck in the gravel trap there. So we have two separate incidents here in this lap, and this is why the pace car is coming out again, and we have another full course yellow here at the Autodromo di Vallelunga. And this is our chance to see how the classification is going to be after the reordering. This is Gaspar Denostec. I think the front of the car is heavily damaged. This will be a lot of work for Markus Dipp Motorsport, the German team, if they want to participate in the second race this afternoon that is scheduled for 5 minutes to 5 p.m. Central European summertime. 5 minutes to 11 a.m. ET. So we have a second EuroNASCAR race today coming up, and this is the pace car on the track. Of course, we will try to end this race under green. A green-white checkered if this caution takes too long. Overtime finish. Like in the US NASCAR series. So now I think we have the right order on the timing screen. Tobias Dauenhauer still leads the race. He led all the laps today. Vittorio Ghirelli in second, Alessandro Bricati in third. Then we have Alex Ciampi in fourth, Nicolas Risitano in fifth, Chris Richard in sixth, Giovanni Trione in seventh, also a rookie on the grid, and he started 17th, so he made up 10 positions in this race. A short reminder, the driver who made up the most positions, who passed the most drivers, will get 4 bonus points, and Giovanni Trione is one of those drivers who could manage to grab those bonus points, important bonus points in the championship. Vladimiros Tsiotsis, the first Cyprian driver in the NASCAR Win Europe Series for Alex Caffi Motorsport. He's in 8th, ahead of Davide Dallara in the 89 car. An Italian driver racing for not only Motorsport, a team that is making his or its EuroNASCAR debut in 2020. The 27-year-old Italian is also a driver coach for the team, and he has his roots in open wheel racing. So it's the first time for him driving stock cars like this. And then we have Max Lanza in 10th, ahead of Julia Landauer. We see the 11 car on the right side of the screen. Eric Quintal is leading the Legend Trophy ahead of Ariana Casoli. Quintal in 12th, Casoli in 13th. So we have a battle for the win in the Legend Trophy directly on the track. Landauer is leading the Lady Trophy ahead of Casoli. Gaspar Denostec, Garisto, Castro, Jochimsen, Derdele, Dumaret. We have a lot of drivers already out of the race. 13 drivers left on the track. And we see that it takes some time to clean the track to get the wrecked cars out of the way. I think this will be a little bit longer caution because we have Garisto trapped in the gravel, and we have Denostec and Andre Castro in the stadium section. We haven't seen what happened there, but it looked like there was a contact between Gaspar Denostec, the Slovenian, and Andre Castro, the US American. We take another look inside the rulebook. As I mentioned before, there will be a green-white checkered, an overtime finish if we have a longer caution. It's no problem to have some more laps in those races. Race control will do everything in their power to end the race under the green lights. We don't want a race to finish behind the safety car when it's not necessary. Of course, it's also an option, but in EuroNASCAR they try to end races under green, and Tobias Dauenhauer has to prove that he's a good starter. Third time in this race. And he can manage to stay in lead from growth in the first place. He's doing a great job this weekend. Friday testing. He was fastest in free practice. He dominated the qualifying. He led all the races, all the laps in this race. Tobias Dauenhauer, a phenomenal rookie we have here in the 2020 EuroNASCAR 2 Championship, sharing the car with the reigning EuroNASCAR champion Loris Hesemann, who will be back in action tomorrow in the EuroNASCAR Pro Division. And we see the car of Gaspar Denovsek in the second round of the season. So he missed the first races at Valencia, and still Lasse Sørensen managed to win the championship. So we have still the opportunity to make up some positions in the overall classification, fight for the championship. But this year we have only 5 events, 10 races per division, so it will be very hard to make up ground if you lose points in the very first race of the season. There will be no result to cross out. All 10 results are counting for the championship in 2020. Last year, in the regular season, the baddest result was crossed out. This is not the case in this year, and we have only one double point event during the EuroNASCAR finals at the circuit Ricardo Tormo in Valencia, Spain. That will take place on December 5th and 6th. But we have the Super Speed Week, and we are back to green. We have no side-by-side restart. The race control decided to start the race single file, and Tobias Dauenhauer is still in the lead, followed by Alessandro Brigatti. So this is also an option for race control, to call a single file restart if they think it's better for the safety for the drivers. So Tobias Dauenhauer leads the field. We are in lap 14 of 15. This could be a phenomenal start in the season for Tobias Dauenhauer. He dominated practice, he dominated qualifying, and he's here leading all the laps in the first EuroNASCAR 2 race of the new season. Dauenhauer, not a single scratch on his Ford Mustang. He avoided any contact, he avoided the chaos behind him, pulled away every time, and he again managed to have a good start in his Hendrix Motorsport Ford Mustang, followed by Vittorio Ghirelli, his teammate. The Italian joined Hendrix Motorsport for the 2020 season. Then we have the number 8 of Alessandro Brigatti. This could be the first podium finish for Feat Vict Racing in the very first race of the team here in 2020, a brand new team managed by Jacques Villeneuve. He's a co-owner of Feat Vict Racing. And then we have Alex Ciampi in 4th position, and the number 17, followed by Nicolas Resitano. The timing on the left says that Chris Richard is in 3rd. That is not true. And we have the checkered. No, it's a white flag. It's a white flag. Sorry for the confusion. Sorry for the confusion. We didn't see a white flag. And the race is over. It was a little bit chaotic at the end because of the single file restart, because of the laps counted. So we had no white flag. And Tobias Dauenhauer is the first winner of the 2020 NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series season on his number 50 Ford Mustang by Hendrix Motorsports. It's a 1-2 finish for the Dutch team. Vittorio Ghirelli in 2nd position. And I think Alessandro Brigatti is in 3rd, ahead of Alex Ciampi, Nicolas Resitano in 5th position. Then we have Chris Richard in 6th, Giovanni Trione in 7th, Vladimiros Tsiotsis in 8th, then Davide Dallara 9th position, Max Lanzer 10th. Then we have Julia Landauer winning the Lady Trophy today in 11th. Eric Quintal is the Legend Trophy winner ahead of Ariana Casoli, who ended up 13th. And then we have all the cars we lost in the first race. Andre Castro, Gaspar Danovsek, Francesco Garisto, Andreas Jochimsen, Dylan Derdele and Guillaume Dumaret. And of course, we wait for Tobias Dauenhauer to find his way in victory lane for the first time in his young NASCAR Whelen Euro Series career. It was his first race in the series and his first win. Tobias Dauenhauer performed very well, and he will go into victory lane to celebrate his first ever NASCAR Whelen Euro Series win here at the Autodromo di Vallelunga. It was a chaotic start to the season here at the Italian track. I'm sorry again for the confusion with the checkered or white flag. It was not 100% clear if it's a green-white checkered or if we are already in the last lap when we got back to green, so sorry for that again. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, of course, we will have a little bit of different victory lane and podium ceremony, but it will make no big difference for Tobias Dauenhauer, who is now, of course, leading the championship. He will get 40 points for the Drivers' Championship. Vittorio Girelli, he gets 35 points, Dan Brigatti 34, Jumpy 33, Risitano 32, and so on. We have to take a look who made up the most position, who made the most positions, who passed the most competitors, and I think Giovanni Trione is one of those guys, but also Chris Richard moved up a lot in the overall standings here in the first race of the Euro NASCAR 2 division. And of course, we want to grab a word with the winner of the Euro NASCAR 2 race, Tobias Dauenhauer, when he's climbing out of the car in victory lane. He's already there, ready to jump out of the car. He's on the roof. Here we have him. This is the first Euro NASCAR race winner of the 2020 season. The German driving for Hendrix Motorsport, 22 years old. It was his first race ever in the series, and he managed to lead all laps in this race. He managed to stay out of the chaos, and now he will be on top of the podium and he will leading the championship after this race. But he has another race to do later this afternoon, starting at 5 minutes to 5 p.m. So maybe he will get the double win here at the Autodromo di Vallelunga. Backed by RZ Oil Germany. Very nice guy. Very calm but very enthusiastic. He really loves driving those stock cars. He told me that it was a bigger challenge going from GT racing to Euro NASCAR than from going from karting into a GT3 car. So this shows how challenging those cars are, but he has a lot of fun behind the wheel. Of course, posing for the winner photo. Tobias Dauenhauer, our first race winner of the year. And of course, he won the Rookie Trophy too. Vittorio Girelli in second. Then we have Alessandro Brigatti. And then Jumpy in the number 17 car. He's also a rookie, so he will be second in the Rookie Trophy. Resitano in fifth. And then Chris Richard, he will complete the podium for the rookies. Giovanni Trione in fourth in the Rookie Trophy classification. He's seventh overall. And I think we will grab a word with the race winner any second We have a reporter down in victory lane. I'm sure Tobias Daunauer will be very, very happy. I hope he will come now to grab some words with our Italian friend down in victory lane. He's still posing for some photos. Of course, a little bit different this year with the masks. What a first race in this season. We had a lot of chaos, we had some crashes, we had great racing, but Tobias Daunauer, he was unbeatable, leading all the laps. And this is now the interview. We are grabbing a word and going down to victory lane.
Tobias Daunauer, so what an amazing performance for you. First race of the year, first of the season, and first victory for you. So what is your sensation now?
I'm absolutely happy. I can't describe it in words. Hendrix Motorsport gave me an awesome car. Just feels amazing, and thanks also to my sponsor Ezetol for making all this possible. I'm happy overall, and I hope this will also good in the second race.
And now the target for the second race, I think is it will be the same for you.
Yeah, of course. I started with pole position, finished the first race in first position, so the second race I also want to finish in the first position.
So what do you think about this track of Vallelunga here in Italy?
It's a hard track to drive. It's not that easy to be fast, but I love it, and it's an amazing track.
Thank you very much, and that's all from the pit lane.
Thanks so much. This is Tobias Daunauer, the first winner of the EuroNASCAR 2 division in 2020. Thanks for joining us on the live stream here today, and we have another race coming up in a few hours. The live stream will start 5 minutes to 5 p.m. Central European Summertime. Please join us again, and I think we will have another great race coming up in the EuroNASCAR 2 division. And on Sunday, we will see the EuroNASCAR Pro division with the top drivers of European NASCAR racing. Thank you so much for joining. See you later.